So we're doing, we wanted to follow up in our conversation last week because it was so impactful and so powerful to talk about what we can be doing in this transitional market. And so Cari and I want to continue to talk about different things that you can be proactive in doing. So Cari, why don't you go ahead and get us started?
Yeah, so we just as a quick recap for those of you that maybe didn't see last week, it started with mindset because everything starts there, right? The way we think controls the way we act, and then our actions are always going to get our results or lack thereof. So in any sort of transitional market or life change, anything transitional, I think that your mindset is the first place you need to do a checkup, right? Check up from the neck up. So, who are you surrounding yourself with? You grow into conversations around you. So what are those conversations? Whether it's your own conversations to yourself or it's conversations from other people around you. So first and foremost, are you listening to people who are energetic, positive, and feeling empowered about this transitional market? Or are you listening to people that are in kind of this negative space? So that's the first thing. And that's what we talked about last week. Well, now, once we know who we need to spend our time with or what information we need to allow to be put in our minds and how we talk to ourselves about this, we need to actually get out there and start executing on the right things. And so honing our skills in a time of transitional market is really key. So when I think of this, I think of a few specific skills. One of them actually, I think, has changed over the years, and that is public speaking, because there is so much opportunity for you to educate your consumer, your social media following, via YouTube, via Instagram Reels. It doesn't matter. Facebook Live, whatever you feel comfortable with. Do Zoom calls and do investor workshops, buyer workshops, seller workshops. I don't know, but you have to be getting in front of the consumer. And because of the way that we communicate and we live in this world of social media and video, if you aren't honing that skill, you're going to be left behind.
Right.
Now, you may not like it, but
Well,
guess
yeah,
what?
it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to get in frront of people and just be authentic, or maybe you don't know what to say. But I like that you're pointing this out, Cari, because there's actually a lot of platforms. I don't want to, it's not like a commercial for certain things, but like even companies like Viral Marketing, you can reach out to them, do a consultation with them. A lot of companies actually write the points for you so that all you need to do is go live or do a Zoom call or even just record yourself and put it in like a bomb email. But anyways, there are companies out there that actually give you the talking points and tell you exactly what to say. And even some of the companies, they'll even edit the videos for you and put them in the email campaigns for you and send them out to your sphere. So all you're doing is getting in front of the camera, speaking, and then giving your sphere of influence out to the company, and they'll circulate the emails for you.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways. There really should be an excuse, to your point. For someone that's a beginner, start with something like a bomb video. I mean, literally, you can do it from your phone or your computer, and you can send it out to your database in your sphere. You can send one-on-one, emails or text messages from BombBomb. If you want to start just using video to communicate with your clients, your leads, your database, just even in, hey, I want to give you an update. Here's what's going on. Start small, but you've got to get yourself comfortable getting on video. And the only way you're comfortable doing it is just by doing it. And you've got to realize that if you're uncomfortable, that's a really good thing. Embrace it, because that means that you're growing. And so that is a skill that I think every single real estate agent needs to start honing. And look, you can practice forever, but that's not going to make you money. So you just need to start doing it. And realize people don't expect perfection. They want authenticity. Fumble your words, say something goofy. I mean, we do it all the time. Who cares? People still watch us because we're real people. Like, we're not perfect. You don't want it to be perfectly scripted, because actually that's a hard thing for people to relate to. So that's the good news. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to be perfectly scripted, but you can find leverage. There are a lot of great systems, technologies, and companies that will help you, spanning from just $20, a month on up to a few thousand. It's up to you, but you should do something like that. Now, to rewind a little bit, Haley, how do you know what to talk about, and how do you know what to educate your own sphere of influence, social media following on in video? You need to educate yourself. So in a transitional market, I think more than ever, we've got to time block some time for our own personal education and personal and professional development, because we've got to have the information to share with other people. We're going to feel a whole lot more confident going on video if we know more than the consumer. And so the last week we talked a little bit at the end about there is going to be an upcoming opportunity to work with investors, first-time investors, experienced investors. Are you educated? Do you understand the options for financing? Are you yourself investing in real estate, or at least on a plan to do so, so that you can be really authentic in this process with potential clients? Number two, it's going to be a better opportunity for buyers, but there's going to be some things you need to understand so that buyers can take advantage of the market. And that means really knowing your inventory, negotiating, sellers, buying down rates for buyers, understanding how to help, buyers calculate the differences between a market 6 months ago and today when it comes to the sales price and the increased interest rate and different loan programs. Like, I don't know how, as a real estate professional, we can go out there and educate other people if we don't spend a portion of our time each week educating ourselves. So if I were to give people 2 tips today, it would be: 1, set appointments with experts in your local market to meet with and understand things. Get educated on what's going on through your local board, through RPR, through Keeping Current Matters, through whatever resources that you have access to. Time block it and study and be a student. And then figure out what you're going to share every single week with somebody else in video. If you do those 2 things, you are going to be known as the local expert, and people will reach out to you. And the people that still need and want to buy and sell in a transitionary market are going to find you.
Yes, love that. Perfect tips today, Cari. Thank you.
So there's a few other skills we can certainly hone, and we'll get back on those in part 3, part 4. Also, becoming more creative is going to be key in this transitionary market. So we'll talk about that in some upcoming sessions, but I know we like to keep these short and sweet. Haley keeps me focused because I talk forever. So we're a good match.
No, you talk forever. No way.
So I'm excited. Hopefully you guys will think about one thing that you can do from today's session and go execute on it. Remember, that's the only way that we feel confident and good about what we're doing, is by getting into action. That's what brings us the confidence. Yes. That's what makes us feel empowered. We can't sit in the space of just worrying and thinking and not knowing what to do, because that actually that makes it worse. That makes us feel less confident. It makes us feel worse about the market. Getting into action is where we have power. It's where we have control. It's where we feel like there's possibility. We can make something happen, but we can't make anything happen if we don't do anything. So hopefully these tips are helpful for you guys. And if you have any comments on what's working for you guys, or if you have questions, remember, you can always post here on Facebook and Haley and I will respond. You can comment on our YouTube channel. Go check it out, Real Talk with Cari and Haley. And we'd love to hear from you guys on what's working, because that's how we can all learn more together too. So don't be shy.
Thanks, Cari. Yeah, well said. Well said.
Thanks, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.